So let's talk about having a beer before a run. Should we or shouldn't we? Let's find out. Let's get it. So I know a lot of new runners always asked, wondered, how should you hydrate for a run? You only hydrate long runs, speed workouts. Can I enjoy my beer before a run? Can I enjoy it after a run? Well, here's the thing. Now, mind you, I am no expert. It's from my own experience and kind of what I do. I always drink water. That's just personal. I always have. Try to stay hydrated, especially out here in Texas. I always keep, most of the time I have water with me, on me, whatever. Now, if I know I'm going to do a hard workout, a hard run, a speed workout, a long run, I make sure at least 24 hours before I start drinking water. Start keeping hydrated. And there's so many other hydration methods people use. Some people use noon. I use tailwind, but I am also ambassador for tailwind. So there's so many other methods. You know, if you use if you run a race, half and full marathons normally will have some type of hydration. People like to train with that. But I'll make sure my body is taking in something useful, something that my body's going to be able to store and put it to good use for that run, that workout. Now, if I know that at some point in that day I'm gonna have a beer, rarely do I have more than one beer before like a hard workout or hard run. But even if I do, I always make sure it's followed. Not necessarily immediately, not a chaser. Make sure I have some water or something to keep me hydrated. Now, you don't have to do that. That's personally my little method. And the reason why I do that is because some beers have a higher alcohol concentration than others, or higher alcohol volume. Sometimes too much alcohol, especially in a short period of time, could be detrimental. But that's just from my experience. I'm no beerologist, no beer connoisseur. Slight beer snob, right? See, I got to run the route. Got a nice little hill coming up. I think you guys take a look at it. It's kind of hard to tell with that sun. But there's a beautiful view. I got my microphone, but I lost my windscreen. My dead cat, so order a new one. It should be here sometime this week coming up. So hopefully this video don't sound too windy, too crazy. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 48 degrees. One thing I made sure I did last night was I anticipated on doing a long run, or at least something over 3 miles. So make sure I always got water. I didn't have a beer last night. particular, actually, because I got home super late. I knew I was getting up early. So, stay hydrated before the run. During the run, the same applies. Now, this is my take. This is my killing strategy. One, I always train with what I'm gonna use on race day. Nothing new on race day. And I've learned that the hard way. Number two, figure out what works. Because as you get older, and as you get more into your workouts, what your body likes, now isn't always what it's going to stay the same. It's not always going to be true. Figure out what works. 3, during my runs, I drink early and often. Now, if you're training for a marathon or half a marathon, once you get a layout of the course, find out where the hydration tables are, how often they're going to be put up, and then what they're going to have. A few marathons that I've done, they've always had water, and of course they've had some other hydration. It's mostly been Gatorade. Some people like to figure out what that is, so that way during the runs, during their training, during the race, they don't have to carry any extra bottles or belts or whatever. I'm trying to get out of the habit of carrying belts. So I need to find a good handheld. Number 3, early and often. Right? Especially if you're doing a warmer run or not. But sometimes that your body, that adrenaline, can cause you to sweat more than you normally have or normally did in training. And your body tends to go through all those reserves and substance to keep you moving earlier than usual. So early and often. Even if I'm, especially on summers or in the summer, even if I don't feel thirsty, I'm gonna drink something anyways. Sometimes, holy shit. Sometimes your body is going to tell you something. It'll be too late, or you didn't listen. Always listen to your body. Now, my post race, my post run, I'm gonna refill whatever my body may have lost. Alright. I'm gonna make sure it's good too. I'm gonna refill or finish off whatever it was I was drinking. Alright. So this morning I had my Coca-Cola Tailwind. It's the first time I had it. It does actually taste like Coca-Cola. Finish that off, some water, and pour me a nice beer. Especially if it was a good long run or a race. Races, I make the way my body is set up. I don't drink too many beers after a race, at least not immediately. My stomach still has to settle. Or else I'll be super buzzed. But one thing I'm really excited about today is, of course, I get to drink a beer with you guys. But before we get back, I want you to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification. Also, I want you in the comments, tell me what you want to see more of. What type of videos? It makes it easier for me to come up with topics already. What do you guys like to see? What do you guys want to see? What questions do you guys have? I know when I first started out running, hydration was the biggest thing. Hydration was the biggest thing for me, because I wasn't used to running long distances. I was a sprinter in high school and college, so I didn't have to worry about anything past 10 seconds or 20-something seconds. So, but hopefully this video is going to help you guys figure out or get an idea of kind of how you should do your hydration. But definitely for me, after run, post run, especially 2 days, up until 2 days afterwards, I'm just drinking plenty of fluids, plenty of water. I'll mix it up and have a little Gatorade, right, a little Powerade or something like that. In addition to my water and my Tailwind. But to keep from that cramping, I know my last marathon was Chicago 2019, and compared to my previous marathons, I drunk more fluids post race than I did before, and it made it easier for me to walk up and down the stairs. Also, I think I added a little more cross training to that, and that helped. Well, we'll talk about that in a later episode, right? So let's go ahead and finish this run. Let's go ahead and have a beer. Let's get it. Really don't like words. So let's go ahead and finish this this run with a post-run drink. Let's do it. All right, people. Nice little run. The weather was perfect for it. So we're talking about hydration. And especially when it deals with beer. Every runner who's especially participated in a race has looked forward to, has celebrated with some type of alcoholic beverage. Not every, but most of them. It is customary for races to offer some type of beverage. Just like with this channel, I'm going to be having another drink. This what I have here today. I have here a nice tasty beverage. I think it's tasty. I've never tried it before. Out of Fort Worth, Texas. Down the street, this is Martin House Brewery. Okay, this is the Imperial Texan. It is a double red IPA. Somebody please tell me what a double red IPA. Leave a message out there in the comments. I'm not quite sure what it is or what's the difference to take, but we're about to find out. It says it's made in Texas by Texans. 9% alcohol by volume. I am going to rehydrate-ish with this wet beverage. So let's see what it's all about. I do have here my nice little glass. I would like one day to actually have a personalized glass. So anybody who wants to send me one, knows where I can get one. For the low, let me know. I'm gonna have it with Beer Runner. I don't even have the Beer Runner logo, but that's all right. In due time, right? In due time. Ooh, very hoppy. I can tell you that. Maybe it's double the hops. So we're gonna see. So let's go ahead and let's enjoy this beverage. You know, I am still trying to get used to learning how to pour my beverage without too much foam, too much head. My wife knows that. See, that is a big head, right? It's a little thick too. I don't even know if it's supposed to be like that, but that's all right. We're gonna taste it. We're gonna learn on this channel. So we're gonna finish talking about running and how hydration is important. Now, when you're coming from the nutrition aspect, you definitely want to make sure you stay on top of your fluids, especially when as the months start to warm up, the temperature starts to go up. You definitely want to make sure that you stay hydrated. Even if you don't feel thirsty, go ahead and grab you a swig, grab you a sip. I don't need nobody passing out while they're trying to work out, while they're trying to run. So there was an article about Runner's World, so I'm gonna go ahead and post that. But pretty much it says that it has just been a tradition for runners to go ahead and to enjoy a tasty beverage. Some will hydrate with the beer prior, as well as post run, post workout. So nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and read the article. There are some studies as far as the science behind it, and I guess there was a study that was done with those who actually had an alcoholic beverage after versus those who didn't. There are some companies who make non-alcoholic beverages with some of the same ingredients that alcoholic beverages. Oh, I can smell the hops from here. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So there is a company. It's called ABC. I think it's Athletics or Athletes Brewing Company, who makes some non-alcoholic beers or some beverages. There's Sumter Beer too. That makes some. So look, I still see a little head. That's all right. It's no biggie. Let's see. Oh, I can smell the hops from a distance. Let's swirl around and see if we can open up and aerate it. Let's taste it and see what we got going on. Of course, there's a lot of foam. Oh, them hops just kicked me. Feels good though. Tastes good. All right, so my taste buds do feel like extra potent hops. Maybe that's what the double red hops are. I'm gonna have to look it up and see if it's like a Texas thing or a lot of other brewery companies outside of the state produce a double red IPA. But it's very good. All right, so took a little swig, see how it feels and tastes, but it's nicely strong. It's a potent kick, Bruce Lee type deal. But it's all to the gravy. So let's go ahead and let's take another sip. A longer sip. Oh, that is nice and smooth. So when I drink it, I don't get that kick of the hops, right? So when it sits on my tongue, I taste that. But as it's going down, I don't have that strong kick going down, the taste buds going down my throat. So I'm all to the gravy with that. It's the Imperial Texan. IPA is brewed and canned in good old Texas, Fort Worth, Texas to be exact. Go ahead and copy one. If you want me to send you one, I will send you one, as long as you send me one in return. If you guys haven't already, subscribe and like this channel. I'm gonna need to produce more videos sooner. The goal is to try to stay in the schedule, but thank you for joining, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching this video. So please tell me what your favorite post-workout, post-run beverage is. Some people just like to enjoy the water that they had on the run. Some people like to hydrate with something else, juice, milk, whatever the case may be. Me personally, obviously I like a good beer. I like a beer, period, but especially a good beer, good craft beer. But normally after a run or workout, I just go ahead and, you know, rehydrate with some water, followed by some of my tailwind, just to stay hydrated, get those electrolytes going, just to keep me hydrated, you know, all that good stuff as my body recovers, and then follow with the beer. But don't be fooled. After I have my one glass, I will follow it up with some water. That's just how I am. I've always been like that, right? So let's go back to hydrating with beer versus alcohol. Now, I'm always a proponent, and I will tell you, drink responsibly. That is the number one thing, right? I don't need nobody to overdo it. But most definitely enjoy that beverage, right? You just ran that race, you just set a PR, maybe you didn't, but you had fun, the crowd was perfect. Enjoy that beverage, right? Enjoy the beverage. And I will tell you some of the oddest things I actually see on the race course with the Dallas Marathon. I have seen people do the support staff, right? The people come out and citizens and stuff like that. I've seen tequila shots, I've had beer shots, like I've margaritas, like I've seen it all. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need the carbs, you kind of need to change it up as you're doing your race, you're full or your half or whatever the case may be. But what I made a mistake is I had a beer late in the race, right? And somebody was, you know, giving out, I think it was passing out Bud Light. It's like, oh, here's a Bud Light. It's like, oh, whatever, it's my first marathon. It was the worst mistake of my life because my stomach was not ready for that, right? But I learned and I lived a lot just from that first race. But, you know, hydrate responsibly. It is nothing wrong, in my opinion, and even some of the articles I read, there's nothing wrong with having a beer after your run to celebrate, to relax, to enjoy, to drink responsibly. Have a sip or two or three from me to you. Cheers. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I will see you. Tell me below before we go, what is the next video that you want to see me do? I got a couple ideas, but always would love. Oh, I didn't even show you. Take a look. So I'm trying to get everything all set up. I was able to somewhat kind of settle in, at least until record another video. So I do have my medal holder. You guys can barely see it, but I got some of the medals. I do have a couple of duplicates. That's just from the rest of the family. You know, we did a Thanksgiving 5K in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to Jacksonville, Florida. I got family down there. That was a really, you know, fun, decent race. And I got to run with my oldest, and the wife ran with the youngest right in the stroller. But pretty cool. I got my medals that I ran, at least some of them. Chicago and Dallas. You know, I do want to run another race in another state. Tell me what is the best low-key local race in your state that you think I should try to make my way to, my trip to. So, but once again, thank you, like, subscribe. Until next time, all right, let's get